Hej, välkommen till den här sändningen med anledning av börsturbulensen. Vi har med oss John Ventimiglia, mäklare på Handelsbanken i New York. John, the oil prices just fell under $30. Stock markets are all over the globe down. Tell us, how is market sentiment in the US right now?
Well, as you could probably assume, it's one of caution right now. What we're seeing over here with our investors is much more focused on the short term, what's going to happen today, what will happen tomorrow, what will happen a week from now, as opposed to the typical long-term view. And on the back of that, you're seeing people not willing to put on new positions or new risk, if you will.
Will we see markets that are down now ahead of the markets being closed on Monday?
I don't think you're likely to see people wanting to take on new risk going into a long weekend. I think, if anything, you might see risk off towards the end of the day, which will lead to further pressure into the weekend.
Risk off. FANG stocks, Facebook, Amazon, Google, they're down, those stocks, more than the market in general. Do you have any conclusions to draw from that?
Yeah, I'd say they're down basically in line, maybe a little bit more than the market overall. If you look at both the S&P and the Dow and even the NASDAQ. These stocks have done extremely well over the past couple of years. A lot of people have talking about them being overheated. Typically, when you have a sell-off in the market, the first names to go or be sold are the ones that people have made the most money on. So it's not really a surprise. Their valuations are pretty high, and maybe even some slowing growth going forward.
So what do you see that we need for market sentiment to turn more positive?
I think it's going to come down to the data. I think a lot of people are worried about China right now. So if you see any signs that Chinese growth is not slowing down like many are predicting, that will help. Also, a stabilization of the oil price, as you said, dipped below 30 today for the first time that I can remember in quite some time. So I think you'll need to see both of those, Chinese growth and the oil price, stabilize, and also just daily economic data out of the U.S. just to give more confidence.
So still a risk-off market. If we just have one question on the little longer, we're in the beginning of 2016. What's your view on the market this year?
I'm probably as cautious as anybody. I really don't know. I think it's going to come down to the data that you see throughout the year. I think for the most part, you had a long ride driven by low interest rates, and now you have an interest rate environment in the U.S. where they're being raised with further chatter of more raises. So I think it'll come down to what happens there. But I think the easy ride, quote unquote, is likely over.
The easy ride is likely over. Okay. Thank you very much for being with us.
My pleasure. Thanks, Charlotte.
Thank you. Och tack alla ni andra för att ni har tittat, och vi är tillbaka igen på måndag som vanligt. Tack.